So in this vlog, windows! Hey all, so I hope everybody's well, and in this video you'll see exactly how we fitted our own windows, and a bit later on you'll also see a pretty major hiccup that we had ourselves. Now, we always wanted to fit windows to the van. We wanted to be able to park up somewhere and look out into the big open world and just enjoy the views. But for us, because we're trying to do this on the cheap, caravan style windows, so like your sights and your polyvisions, they're too expensive. They were out of the question for us. So the only way forward was to go with bonded windows, and we decided to pick ours up from Just Kampers. But enough waffling from me, that'll show you exactly how we fitted them. So, having never fitted bonded windows before, I thought I'd tackle the rear doors first, because I thought at the end of the day, if I balls these up, I can just replace the doors. So I drilled pilot holes into the outer skin of the van, using the inner skin as a guide. Then, on the outside of the van, using a pencil as my weapon of choice, I revisited my youth, and I joined the pilot holes together, completing one big dot to dot. A new, slightly larger hole was then drilled on the inside of a new template to accept my jigsaw, and I set about cutting out the hole. If you don't want your cut metal to fall down and clatter against the floor, be sure to use enough tape to hold it in place. Clearly one strip wasn't enough. I applied a bead of bonding black body primer around the edge of the glass and also around the new window holes that I'd cut. It helps promote adhesion between the body panels and the glass. So, one tip I picked up online was to put the bonding sealant into some hot water for a few minutes. It just makes it so much easier to work with. I applied a thick bead of the bonding sealant over the body primer. The trick to make it watertight, from what I've seen, is to make sure that you've got a nice high peak on your bead. Marrying the window up to the body panel, I made sure that it was even all the way around, and then I applied a nice even gentle pressure to the window. Tickle my nose, tickle my nose, tickle my nose. Oh, thank you. Trust me to get a blooming itchy nose when I'm trying to do this. Right.
To the home pod.
You have a few minutes working time to manipulate the window and make sure that it's perfectly aligned. Once I was happy, I applied a few strips of tape just to make sure that they didn't slip. Easy, eh? Job's a good one. So, happy with the windows at the back, I went about tackling the side windows. Now, the sides on my particular van have panel braces, and at the top and at the bottom there are flanges with spot welds holding them in place. Now, of course, you can drill out the spot weld, but in my case the body behind them won't be seen because I'll be boxing the windows in. So, to save myself a little bit of time and a bit of effort, I just cut them off using a multi-tool. Although one additional thing that I did have to take care of, where the two skins meet in places, there was a bit of sealant, glue, call it what you want, seeping out from between the two. Easily taken care of. I just went at it with a knife and then just scraped it off. It was then just a case of rinse and repeat. All I had to do was follow the exact same process that I applied to the rear windows. For the side windows, to join the dots together, I used a crayon. Scarlett told me that it was a superior choice to a pencil. One thing I neglected to film whilst working on the rear windows was me tidying up the bare metal left from the holes that I'd cut. The reason I forgot to film it was I couldn't find my file, so I had to pop to Screwfix to pick up another one. By the time I got back, I forgot to set the camera back up. So it's just a case of filing around the rough edges, And then, as you've probably seen in my last video, I've actually painted the van. So using some of that paint and a foam brush, I then dabbed around the edge of the bare metal to make sure that it was perfectly sealed. No water was going to get at it. Once dry, I then applied the trim. Unfortunately, we didn't film anymore because this is where disaster struck us. I think we've perfectly demonstrated the process and shown you just how easy it is to fit bonded windows, at least in theory anyway. So you've seen our whole process now. It's really straightforward, isn't it? Really easy. Well, yes and no. I told you at the beginning of the video we had ourselves a pretty major hiccup, and I'm going to show you what that is now. But before I do, let me quickly just say that the original plan was we were going to fit one of the side windows without recording it, so we didn't have that added pressure of filming and trying to figure out what we were doing at the same time. And then we were going to film ourselves fitting all the others once we were up to speed. But anyway, fitting that first window, it didn't quite go to plan. So here's the window, and as you can see, down that one edge there, it's fair to say it's pretty straight, fits perfectly. And if I bend over, you can see, I don't know if you can make that out, but down the bottom edge, again, perfect straight, easy. But you get down to this edge here, and at the bottom, nice and straight. And then the further we get up, you can see it kicks out right at the top. And if we follow along the top edge, well, you can see that there's a load of bond in there now, a load of sealant in there now, because I've had to pack it out to make it watertight. But originally, in trying to get that top end to stick to the van nice and neat, nice and flush, I had to exert so much pressure on the top of the window, and in doing so, in the middle there, the bonding sealant actually seeped over the edge. Because what happens with this particular window, the issue that we've got, is either side, and it's worse at the front, it bows out. If you look down, if you actually look from above, you can see that the window, the top edge of it's wavy. So we did everything that we possibly could to make this window fit. We even went as far as taking one of the glass suction holders, stuck it in the corner there, tied a bungee cord around it, and wrapped that bungee cord around the headrest to try and pull it taut. You'll have to excuse my hand gesture there. Yeah. So to say that we were stressed, that didn't work by the way. To say we were stressed was an understatement, and we thought, crikey, we've had this issue with this window. What issues have we been faced with the other ones around the other side? The rear windows went in so easily. So all thoughts of filming the window fitting completely went out the window. All we wanted to do was just concentrate on getting them done, getting them in, and just calling it a night because we were deflated. So annoyed at our mistake, the following day we didn't go anywhere near the van. We just couldn't face it. We just stewed on our bodged window. But the more we thought about it, the more we thought, well, the rest of the windows went in without incident, so why have we had so much issue with this one? And like I say, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, I don't think we have done anything wrong. I think the window's warped. So what I decided to do was I called a local automotive windscreen company and asked them if I could bring the van down and get a second opinion from them. So I took Helsing to our local national windscreen branch, and a chap down there looked at the window inside and out and said, yep, your window's warped. And I asked him, can you sort it out? And he replied, no. He said, you've done nothing wrong. If I try and fit it myself, I'm only going to have the same issue that you've had. To say I was relieved would have been an understatement. I thought I'd ruined the van. At least that's how it felt at the time anyway. So with this new knowledge, I drove home and I gave Just Kampers a call. So I got home and I gave Just Kampers a ring. They asked me to send them out an email and just include a few photos of the window that got an issue with. They'd have a look at it and they'd get back in touch with me. And they did, really quick. In fact, they gave me a call back within less than 24 hours. Said, yeah, the window's warped, we'll send you out a replacement and we'll refund you the cost of the original. Brilliant customer service, absolutely brilliant. Only problem with the window, mind you, is they can't get it out to me till October because of stock issues, because of the current climate that we're in. So, as you saw earlier, I've had to make that window watertight. So that's why it looks a little bit of a mess, but I need to make it watertight till October, and then I'll get it replaced with the new one that they can send out for me. But yeah, Just Kampers, I cannot recommend them highly enough. I had an issue, I got in touch with them, 24 hours later, it was resolved, it was sorted. Absolutely fantastic company. If you're after windows, check them out. So that's pretty much it from me and this dodgy window for this video. In the next one, hopefully we'll be fitting the roof lights, so if you want to see that and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Hit that notification bell down below so you know exactly when that video is coming out. And if you could give us a thumbs up, that would be much appreciated. Even if you didn't enjoy it, please give me a like for filming this and getting bits of smithereens in doing so. And I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, then please give us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more and you haven't done so already, then please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification bell down below so you know exactly when we put up a new video. And until next time guys, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.